This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. New Indiana Secretary of Commerce David Adams says Indiana's small businesses will be a priority in the Braun administration. It'll take shape in the form of the new Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. He was a guest on last weekend's edition of Inside Indiana Business Television.
So one is we recognize that today when we talk to businesses, the number one issue they have is workforce. So how do we connect the economic engines, our higher ed institutions, K through 12, how do we connect these workforces more closely with the businesses that need that? The second piece of this is when you think about universities, how do we commercialize that technology and actually start businesses around it? So what we want to do is start to think about this thematically. Here in Indianapolis, we know we have the largest medicine company in the world. We have the largest independent animal health company in the world. And we also have this ag company called Corteva. How do we start to build an ecosystem specific around that, which may be different than when we go to Fort Wayne and talk about what their needs are?
Fort Wayne-based Star Financial Bank has announced that David Smith will retire as president of its Columbia City market at the end of April. Smith has been with the bank for 35 years and has held his current position for the last 14 years. He will be succeeded by Trevor Smith, who joined the bank in 2023. The U.S. Department of Education has awarded a $900,000 grant to Indiana University Northwest to address the basic needs of students. The funding aims to ensure access to food, housing, transportation, and mental health services with the creation of the new Red Hawks Care Office. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
An Indianapolis-based shipping company is suing a former employee and his new employer for allegedly using its trade secrets in business. IIB's Marek Mazurek has more.
Fitzmark LLC has filed a lawsuit in Marion Superior Court against Micah Adkins over alleged violations of a confidentiality and non-compete contract he entered into with the logistics company. Also named as a defendant is Kula Logistics, a Carmel-based freight transportation company that now employs Adkins. The lawsuit says Adkins started working as a logistics operations representative for Fitzmark in 2017 and signed a confidentiality agreement 2 years later. He was dismissed for performance issues in 2020 according to the lawsuit and now works for Kula Logistics. The suit alleges Adkins left a message with a Fitzmark customer this month in which he lays out knowledge of what Fitzmark is charging and its profit margin while saying Kula could provide better service at a lower cost. Attorneys for Fitzmark and Kula did not immediately respond to Indiana lawyers' requests for comment. A representative for Adkins could not be reached for comment either. Fitzmark is seeking injunctive relief and alleges tortious interference with the business relationship and violations of the Indiana Uniform Trade Secrets Act by misappropriating Fitzmark's trade secrets. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Ascension St. Vincent opened its $200 million Indianapolis maternity hospital last weekend with a convoy of ambulances carrying mothers and babies into the new facility. The hospital system said more than 500 staff, providers, and partners participated Saturday in one of the biggest moves in its history. The transport involved moving 76 patients, including 63 babies from the neonatal intensive care unit, from the now closed Ascension St. Vincent Women's Hospital 3 blocks to the new Women and Infants Hospital. The hospital said the move took about 8 hours to complete. Indianapolis Capital Improvement Board Executive Director Andy Mallon is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.